Hello and welcome back to another week of the Korean Beauty Show podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Lee, the founder of Style Story, Kbeauty brand Jellyco, and of course, this podcast itself. And you are in the right place today if you are keen to catch up on some of the latest and greatest coming out of Korea. To kick off this week's Kbeauty news headlines, the papers are indicating that cosmetic stocks are up on the expectation that mask wearing is on its way out. So obviously the last couple of years, particularly for color cosmetics, which is your makeup type products, things like maybe lip glosses, lip tints, blushes, eyeshadows, and things like that, they've been heavily impacted by a couple of things related to the pandemic. First, a lot of people have been wearing a lot less makeup because they've been working from home, obviously, and also with mask wearing. I think people have just sort of done away with a lot of the kind of products that they used to use, but expectations are rising that it is time basically for this part of the industry, which has suffered from a little bit of a beauty recession for the last 2 years, to sort of make its comeback. So in anticipation of that, a lot of stock in the stock market for companies that make these kind of products, where their stock prices were up. So basically Amore Pacific, which is one of the leaders in the industry, LG Household and Healthcare, Cleo as well, which has a really high proportion of color cosmetics, all of their stock prices were up in the market, as was Cosmax, which develops, produces and manufactures a lot of these kind of products, and Kolma Korea, which is another really big ODM and OEM manufacturer in Korea as well. So there was a lot of chat in the news about all of these, the stock prices going up and why that was. Other companies that enjoyed, I guess, a boost to their stock price included Tony Moly, which obviously does make a lot of color cosmetics, and Able CNC, and that is the brand or the parent company behind Misha, which obviously is a very popular company that makes BB creams, along with a lot of other different products as well. And plus a whole lot of companies that potentially people outside of Korea are not as familiar with: iFamily, SC, Cosmetic, and even their US subsidiary Inglewood Lab as well. So they were all closing up in the markets as well. And basically the reports were sort of analyzing what is going on that is affecting the stock prices like this. And they are saying that because the US health authorities are expected to ease their guidelines for wearing masks, that this is going to have a flow-on effect as well. I know Australia has just announced similarly. So I think in the States at the moment, in a lot of places, wearing masks indoors has been mandatory, but the expectation is that that is going to be lifted. And the same in Korea. That is what the reports are indicating. I myself have doubts that Korea is actually going to lift the restrictions on mask wearing anytime soon. I don't think we will be out of masks until the end of the year. That is just my personal prediction. But the papers are indicating that maybe the government will look at what other countries are doing and other authorities around the world, and sort of, gradually ease their quarantine rules as well as mask wearing. So basically the prediction is that once people take off their masks, they're going to go out more often, and the demand for color cosmetics is going to grow. And they're even predicting that it might overwhelm demand for basic cosmetics, which in Korean 기초 화장품 would be the translation. And that's basically all of your things like your cleansers, your toners, your serums, your moisturizers. That is what we call 기초 화장품. And then color cosmetics is obviously your makeup. So interesting news coming out of Korea there at the moment. So we will wait and see, I guess. I think that means we will be expecting a lot of the brands to be putting money into the development of new color cosmetics as well. So expect to see some new things on the market from all of the companies that are currently doing makeup in the Kbeauty space. I think that's what we're going to see. And yeah, fingers crossed that we can get out of the masks soon. I know my skin, for one, is sort of crying out for the day that it can be free from mask wearing. I think it's just very, very irritating for the face. And, there's just has seemingly been no end in sight. So there's a little bit of good news there. So for our question of the week, This was actually also a makeup related question, so I'm glad we're all on the same page. And this was, which Korean makeup primer should I use? Which one is going to be best for me? Great question. There are so many different types of priming products on the market for Kbeauty. And I think it really comes down to what your goals are for your skin and also, of course, your skin type. So if you were to say, I like a really matte look to my makeup, I don't like looking dewy or glass skin or, shiny or oily in any way. If you prefer that really mattified look, then I would opt for something that has silicons in the formula. Vanilla Co's Primer Classic is a really, really great example of a Korean primer with silicons that just sort of smooths out the look of the pores and will mattify everything down. So that is just a really, really great basic primer, a good option to look into. If, however, you like the dewy look that Kbeauty is really, really famous for, then you basically have so many products to pick from. So then I would say it also does come down to your skin type as well. If you have dry skin, but you really want to create this dewy look, Laneija's Glowy Makeup Serum is a really, really great option for that. You apply it as you would a typical serum, and then you can layer your makeup over the top. That gives a really, really great dewy look. If you do like the dewy look, but you have oily or even combination skin, then I would say try something like Subi's Hollow Dream, which is a 2-in-1. It is a pore refining mask. It will take out the oil from the skin. Don't let it dry down on your face. I would say leave it on for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then it will give your skin this really nice luminous glow that then you can use as your base for your makeup. That's the way to go for something like oily skin. If you have any of the other skin types, then Hamish has a really beautiful product that works well for a lot of different skin types. That is Artless Glow Base, and it will create that kind of dewy skin look. So I think if you've ever seen any Korean TV or Korean celebrities, you'll notice that they do have this really sort of lit from within glow to their skin, and the primers are often how they achieve this look. So rather than going in with like a highlighting product over the top, which you definitely can still do, I think that using a primer to get that glow gives you more of a toned down, lit from within glow. So you're adding the illumination part in at your base makeup rather than over the top. It will still give you a glowing complexion, but I personally find that a lot more subtle, and that is usually what I see celebrities that are, maybe in their 30s and above. That is generally how I see them doing their makeup. And then younger celebs usually do go in with a little bit more glitter and highlighter in their eye makeup as well. That's generally how people tend to do their makeup there. So if you've seen someone on TV looking like they just have this like ethereal glow, often that will be the primers they're using, the type of primer products. So you can create that look at home really easily. It is such a good cheat for great skin. Back in the day when I used to actually go to the gym, before, there was all these restrictions, I often used to just do that and just put on primer and then go, because it just gives your skin this instant lift and you don't look as sort of tired and, worn out, and you can go and you don't need to wear makeup. So that's a little trick, I guess, a Korean makeup trick that I have picked up over the years is add that glowing base in, and then the rest of your skin will look really great. So that was our question for this week. If you do have a question that you would like answered on the show, obviously I would absolutely love for you to send it through. You can email it to our team admin@stylestory.com.au. You can DM it through to me, however you want to get in touch, totally up to you. But we are always open to suggestions. I really love it when you guys send in your questions, just so that we can chat on the show about what you are actually wanting to hear more about, rather than me just sort of gas bagging on. So please do send in your questions if you have any. And now on to our new product releases. So on the Style Story website at the moment, lots of exciting new releases. And the first one to kick us off is actually the Round Lab Dokdo toner. So this product has been really, really, really popular in Korea for a couple of years. And we have the 400ml supersize version, which is twice as big as the regular one. And this has won heaps and heaps of beauty awards since it was released. And I think it got really popular. I think they call it like a Kungmin toner, which is like the people's toner. And that has a lot to do with the close connection that Korea has to Dokdo Island in particular. It is a place that is very special to a lot of Korean people, and this product is formulated with deep seawater that is derived from Ullongdo, so Ulleung Island, and that's actually very close to Dokdo. It's off Korea's coast. So basically it contains 74 kinds of natural minerals that are found in the deep seawater around Dokdo, and it helps to maintain the optimal oil-water balance in the skin. So it is one of these watery type toners. You will be much more familiar with this style of toner, I think, if you have been using traditional Western toners for a long time. It feels similar to those kind of products. So it can help with your skin's texture, removing dead skin, cleaning up excess sebum, moisturizing. I wouldn't say that's the distinguishing feature of this toner, but for sure, if you do have particularly an oilier skin type, I think this is a really nice consistency for you. So obviously, in addition to the seawater, they have included a couple of other ingredients, sugarcane extract being one of them. And that's just a really great one for people that have blemishes and, acne prone skin. They've got panthenol in there, which is one of my favorites, provitamin B5, which is a humectant, and then also allantoin, which is to help moisturize the skin. So a really nice formula, and the 400ml version is absolutely giant. It is really, really big. It lasts forever. So a really good option too for people that are doing the 7 skins method that might go through their toner a little bit more quickly than other people. So take a look at that one if you are in the market for something like that. The other product is Dr. G's Red Blemish Clear Cream. So again, a really, really cult favorite product in Korea. Dr. G is one of the brands that actually originally started as a pibukwa, as a skin clinic, started by a doctor, and it now has literally hundreds and hundreds of SKUs, hundreds of products. And this is one of the really standout products that gets a lot of coverage in Korea itself. It is for people that suffer basically from troubled skin. It's great to soothe reddish skin. It works before and after troubles appear. It can help prevent the skin from drying out while also addressing things like irritation and redness. It has a really, really lightweight and non-sticky texture. I would say this one is great for oily and combination skin types. It's not going to be enough for people that really do suffer from dryness, but that's not also really the point of this cream. It is really to add in that skin soothing benefit that people need when they are, suffering from skin troubles. And as you would expect in this kind of formula, it's got a whole lot of ingredients in there that are aimed at really just soothing the skin. So it's got what they are calling their 5-Sika complex, which is madecassoside, madecassic acid, azeotic acid, which I always get wrong, asiatic acid, and centella asiatica extract. So yeah, 5-Sika complex. Let's just go with that. That is rolls off the tongue a lot easier than the individual ingredient names. It's got beta-glucan in it, which is a really nice antioxidant, and also catechins to soothe the skin as well. So that's a really, really nice formula there if you are suffering from skin troubles. And also for this week, we had a couple of new reviews up for products on the website, so I thought I would run through them. The first one is a 5-star review for APLB's Snail cream. This is their black snail cream. It said, really liked this stuff. Really liked this moisturizer. I have tried so many over the years. The texture is lovely. It smells really nice, and it gave a lot of hydration without feeling overly sticky. I wouldn't hesitate to buy this one again. So that was for APLB's Snail cream. And another review came through from one of our Testers Club members for Tosowoong's Ovalicin cream. So Testers Club, I mentioned on the show last week, is our program where we send products out for review and feedback feedback from members of our community. If you want to be on the list, we have so many products coming up for Testers Club. Make sure you are signed up to our Style Story newsletter, which I will link in the show notes below in the podcast app. Make sure you're on the list. We have so many products this year already that we are going to be sending out for testing opportunities. So if that sounds like something you're keen on, make sure you get involved. So this one said, so much improvement. I have been using this cream for a couple of weeks and I'm really impressed with the improvement in my skin. Much less redness, smaller pores, and more even skin texture overall. I've seen an improvement in oiliness and haven't had any breakouts from using the cream. The tea tree smell is so refreshing as well. Easily absorbed, non-sticky, and doesn't pill with other products. So that was Tosowoong's Red Spot SOS Ovalicin cream as well. So lots of newness going on this week, and we will have no doubt more next week, but stick around for this Thursday's episode if you are keen to hear about one of the hottest beauty procedures in Korea. On this Thursday's episode, I'm going to be running through one of them and where you might be able to try it in your country as well. So make sure you stay subscribed, and I will see you on the next episode.